Hey YouTubers, it's Jared with Omnivore Bladeworks, and you're looking at the Omnivore Bladeworks Blade Show. Wow, look at all those blades. I want to tell you a few things. So, these chef's knives, I thought I was hand sanding them to 45 micron, but I must have picked up the wrong belt because they're a little too scratchy. So I got to go back and sand them again, and you can see that I did a really good job of color matching this KG coatings by mixing some brown and tan together to match this Terro Tough grip. But then when I hand sanded, look what I did. I wore off some of the coating and made it look stupid. So that side looks better, but it still kind of needs some, it's not perfect. Of course, with custom knife work, you can't do anything perfect. It's just you can hide it from most of the people that are looking at your work, but when you do the work yourself, you always know what you did wrong. This one, however, actually these two gray ones, they're good enough, and so I will be making them. I'll put the logos on, and I'll make sheaths for them, and I will be putting them up for grabs as is after they're sharpened, of course. And then all these beautiful little javelina tools. This is the javelina box cutter with Elite Series smoke colored Cerakote. And on all these little blades, before I Cerakoted them, I did some tungsten carburizing. Tung carb. Basically, it's a spark deposition process where you add some tungsten carbide to the metal, and it gives you a toothier, higher wear resistant edge, and you only sharpen one side in order to expose that material. And then the karambit, apparently when I did the final sanding on these, you can see that ugliness in the plunge area. I gotta fix that. So these are all going to end up getting satin finish bevels. That side's better, but that side, ugh, look at that, gross. And then you can see the mill finish on the flats of all these blades. The 1095. When I ordered it, I had the mill run it through the wheel abrader, and a wheel abrader is a neat apparatus. Instead of blowing abrasive material with air, it uses a paddle wheel, and it just flings it like a giant lacrosse stick at the target, which is probably spinning around on a turntable, and then it just gets usually steel grit or some kind of other abrasive shot that abrades the surface and gets the surface scale off of the mill finished steel. So that's why you see these little pock marks. Come on, focus camera. Darn it, you can't see it. Well, anyway, you can see the sort of pock mark surface, but of course, because there's Cerakote on top of it, it doesn't matter, and that is a totally superficial part of the blade, and it doesn't make any difference if it's got pock marks on it. So this is a bunch of Tanukis and one Parvis, and you can see the color scheme pretty well. The Tonto I have in the smooth back version, and I have in this really kind of unusual thumb jimping version, and I just kind of did that because it looks kind of weird, and I can do that because I have a CAD program and waterjet cutter that does my blanking for me. I don't own it, but I have friends that run it for me, and I just thought it was kind of a neat idea. So there's a handful of Tontos with this jimps back, and then there's also ones with smooth spines that have the crown on them to match the Wakasagis. So there's your choice. If you want to get a pair of them, you can get matching pair, or you can get a non-matching pair. You can get extras. Then I have all these koala skinners, and they're all basically the same. And then I got a hangry opossum on top, and there's going to be more of those coming as well in different color. That's just one black one that I have available. Also happen to have a bunch of daggers and another Parvis. This one is 3V. You can tell by the bluish possum tracks. This is a 3V Parvis Bush Fighter because it's got the long or the wide swedge on the top. And so it's ready to go. It's sharp and everything. If I can put it back in the sheath with one hand. There we go. Bonk. And then I have a couple of 3V. Let's see, this one is 3V dagger. This one's a 3V dagger. And the anomaly with this one is that, oh look, that's an off-centered hole in the handle. But that's okay. It's still a 3V dagger. And that's a multi-cam sheath. Yikes. And it has a reinforced point. There's the blue possum tracks. Set up for a Molly web vest. Actually, so you can see you add the Molly strap, just like all these guys have on them. And that's going to be kind of a special factory second because of that hole being in the wrong spot. But other than that, it's a perfectly good knife and done to the best possible heat treat that you can do on 3V as far as I know. And they're ready to go. What else have I got? The Blade Show. Here's another Parvis, and I believe this one's also 3V. It may be the Bush. Oh, it's another Bush Fighter. So same deal as the other one I just pulled out, which was green and black. This is a very inefficient blade show. Sorry about that. There's a rescue model. You can see the blade profile right there. This is a 1/4 inch 1095. Another. No, this is a 5160 Raven dagger. Come on, get out of there. It might be a little snug. No. So this is sort of a greenish gray possum track to delineate 5160 off-tempered steel. And there's the reinforced point. This is full 1/4 inch, whereas the 3V daggers were like 0.215. Then I got another rescue model in AEBL. And then the Hungry Opossum in AEBL, which is kind of a combat Sentoku, a mini combat Sentoku, because you can hold it in your hand, and whoa, it's just stuck to my hand. Look at that. And you can punch with it. You can open letters with it. You could maybe chip ice with it if you wanted to. And AEBL is pretty good steel. This is a double or single. I think it's definitely cryo treated, but it seems to be very, very hard and wear resistant stuff. When I was sharpening the chef knife the other day, boy, it was not easy to sharpen. So there's just a little smattering of Blade Show stuff, and then I've got these two ferret daggers. This is like the first batch of stuff. First batch I ever did as a professional knife maker. This is a Tonto with a cool little thumb shelf. This thing has been around. Friends of mine have had this and played with it, and I've chopped down little cactuses out in Nevada with it. It's just done all kinds of things, and I don't think it's ever been sharpened. So then it still will cut hair, which is pretty impressive. 1095, off-tempered. I just continue to be impressed with it. And I got another one with a paracord wrapped, and then like, what is this called? That's Flex Seal stuff that you see on TV. I coated that on top of the paracord, and it feels really a little bit tacky and nice. So there's the 9-minute blade show, our 10-minute blade show, and hope you enjoyed it. Also, I'm going to be doing a test with KG coatings versus Cerakote on these little blackback jackal prototype throwers this was a different thing, but I cut the handle extension off. So this blue is KG Coatings. Let's see, I got this stuff in like 2001 when I was in college. And this is fresh, couple month old Cerakote. So we're going to pit these against each other, throw the heck out of them, and record the data, and then do some gravel rubbing and fingernail rubbing, and maybe I don't know, we'll rub some brass on it and do all kinds of crazy tests on those things, and we'll report back. Pay no attention to these, but all the rest of the stuff is going to be available, and I need to make some sheaths, and this next several months in the summertime will be gangbusters, ball to the wall stuff. Also, here's a beautiful sword. Oh, please don't fall off the wall. Beautiful sword. Gigantic Bowie knife that needs to be have a little bit more finish work done to it. And you can see this is a Kydex sheath, which will probably get some material trimmed off the back so that it's kind of an open back setup. But this is 01 Austempered, about 285 inches thick, 0.285, with red, white, and blue liners. Wait a minute, no, red and blue, not red, white, and blue. Wait a minute. No, they are red, white, and blue. I got red, white, and blue liners in there. That is a lot of pain in the butt to put liners in that thing. And then sort of a multicam grip, or micarta. So this is like a Patriot Bowie knife, but it's actually the Kodiak sword. So Zac Brown, the famous musician, has the other one of these, which is all green. And so if you're interested in that, let me know. This is my personal Direwolf, and I need to add liners to this carbon fiber grip to make it a little bit thicker. But this is 1/8 inch AEBL, and I'm going to put this through its paces and really figure out if the Direwolf is a design that needs to be made in higher volume. Anyway, just turned into a 12.5 minute blade show. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next week or two. Alright, bye.